welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kensthetic, and I'm super excited today because I finally have my new filming area set up. I have a new camera, I have a new camera lens, I have a mic now, so I hope y'all can hear me and y'all don't hear the noise in the background. If y'all do, then I have to do some more revisions with setting it up, but y'all get the point. I have a new filming area. The quality is about to be on 100, so I hope you guys are ready, okay? Period, poo. But I'm here with you guys today with a new video. Today, I am going to provide you all with 10 tips that I think are very important if you are a beginner when it comes to traveling. If you just want 10 travel tips that I have learned through my experience of traveling so far, I wanted to share them with you guys. I did a poll on my community page on YouTube. If you guys don't check it out on the regular, make sure you guys check it out. I try to post like positive affirmations in the morning so that everyone could get their day started on the right note. So make sure you guys follow up with those. Make sure you guys are liking those posts on my community page. But I did a poll and I basically said, what video do you guys want to see first? Do you guys want to see tips about getting started with traveling, or do you guys want to see my unpopular opinions about traveling? And the votes came in and they said that y'all wanted to see some travel tips first. So I'm here to provide you guys with those travel tips. So yeah, before we get started, do not forget to subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button down below, because either you watch some of my videos before this or you're gonna watch videos that I upload after this. Either way, you're here to stay, so subscribe, join the family. If you guys like this video, if you guys find these tips helpful towards the end of the video, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, or y'all could just do it right now in case y'all forget. Just go ahead and give it a thumbs up, because y'all know y'all gonna mess with it, because I be traveling. I don't hold back from nothing, and I'm here to give y'all a tea, as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I have all of the tips that I'm going to share with you guys written down, so if you guys see me looking to the side or looking down, then y'all know what's going on. So the first tip, which is the most important, and I need my hands for this, so I went ahead and put my notebook down. Don't wait for nobody, sis, okay? And not only does this tip apply when it comes to traveling, in life, don't wait for nobody. Like 2019, we are no longer being codependent. Go do what you want to do because you want to do it, and if you got to do it by yourself, then go ahead and do it by yourself, okay? Whether it's going to an event, whether it's going across the country, whether it's going to a different state, whether it's going to a different city, go ahead and go by yourself. Don't wait for nobody, sis. Like nobody. I promise you that if you stop being codependent, you will do so many more things with your life, and life is short. We never know what's going to happen. One thing's going to happen. So go ahead and make that move. Don't wait for nobody, okay? Two things that I have noticed when it comes to waiting for people or being codependent is that, one, people usually flop. And then you're tight because you're like, damn, I could have been here doing this, sipping a mojito or a margarita on the beach, and I can't because my friend couldn't get time off of work, or whatever the case is. Chances are that when you go somewhere by yourself, you're going to meet somebody that you can connect with, because that person also wanted to go to that same place you wanted to visit. That person also wanted to go to that same event that you wanted to go to. So usually when I go to places by myself, most of the time I end up making friends. Second thing is, when it comes to traveling, you know, you're waiting for your friend to get approved for the time off, or you're waiting for your friend to decide if they want to go, or you're waiting for your friend to decide if she has the coins to go, or whatever the case is. And then what happens is that you see the ticket price, and by the time your friend gets her life together, you go back and look, and it's more expensive than it was before. Prices fluctuate by seconds, okay? So when you see that cheap fare, when you see that cheap hotel, when you see that cheap vacation package, go ahead and purchase it first, and then ask your friends if they want to come. And if they can't come, then you go by yourself, sis, okay? Because we are no longer being codependent in 2019, and that is on period. My next tip is to make sure that you are comparing flight prices. So usually people, I don't want to say make the mistake, but people just gravitate towards, okay, I want to go to Jamaica, let me go on Delta and book this flight. And then whatever price Delta has is whatever price the person feels like they're subjected to pay. And no, I would not recommend that at all. So what I do when I'm looking for flights is that I go on websites that either compare fares or alert me whenever there's a cheap or a discounted fare to a destination. So some websites that you can go on to get discounted fares or to find out when there are like specials on a flight is Google Flights, Momondo, Secret Flying, Hopper, and Airfare Watchdog. I'll go ahead and include all of the links to these websites down below, but these are websites that either compare different airlines. So if you put in like, you know, I want to go from New York to Jamaica, I'm just saying Jamaica because I'm down to go to Jamaica if you can't tell by now. But if you go ahead and put in like New York to Jamaica, it'll say, okay, this is the fares that Delta have, that JetBlue has, that American Airlines has, that all of these airlines have, and then you can put it in like lowest, highest, and then you can go ahead and see like that. You can also change it like flight time. So if you prefer layovers, you can put layovers. If you prefer like straight flights, you can go ahead and put straight flights. If you want to fly economy, first class, whatever class you want to fly, you can do so many filters so that you can just get to the point and figure out what your cheapest option is to go from New York to Jamaica, okay? So once again, I'll go ahead and link those websites down below so that you guys can easily access them, because y'all know I'm always holding it down for y'all. So tip number 3 is to store your points. So when I say this, I mean it in multiple aspects. So the first thing is that obviously, like when you're looking at these websites and it's comparing different airlines, you're most likely going to gravitate towards the cheapest one, and the cheapest one might not always be the same airline. But if you can, I would recommend flying with the same airline most of the time, because then you can create an account and start accumulating your points, and with those points you can get free flights, you can get discounted flights, and so much other things. So I would say just try to fly with the same... Excuse me, pardon a brief intermission. But I would just say try to fly with the same airline as much as you can. So whether that be like a Delta, JetBlue, American Airlines, or whatever airline you choose to kind of be faithful to, kind of figure that out and kind of try to stay true to that, just so you could accumulate points as you can. Also, one thing that a lot of people don't know is that a lot of airlines have partnerships. And when I say partnerships, an example is Lyft. So I know that Delta and JetBlue have a partnership with Lyft where you can connect your JetBlue or your Delta points account to your Lyft account, and whenever you take a ride to an airport or from an airports, you'll earn points. So with JetBlue, every time you fly from like home to JFK or JFK to home, you'll earn 30 points. So I would just say look into the benefits of each airline, just so that you are aware of what benefits they have for you, sis, and you are reaping all of the benefits that you can and collecting those points. And another tip I have is hotel point cards. So just like I said, kind of try to be faithful to an airline. You can also try to be faithful to a chain of hotels, whether it be Marriott, whatever other hotels they have. I don't really stay in hotels like that, so I don't abide by this, but I know so many people that have like hotel points cards, and they clock their points and they'll get free nights, and they'll just go to a hotel maybe in their hometown sometimes, just because they have those points that they can use. And the last tip that I have is I use Expedia, but there are also other websites where you can go, and it's kind of like a one-stop shop. So you can get a flight, you get a hotel, you can get a rental car if you need one. But the thing with Expedia is that every time you book on it, you'll get points. So whether you book just a hotel room or just a flight, you'll accumulate points, and those points turn into real dollars, and they accumulate quickly. Like, they be sending me an email like, oh, you have 20 points, and I'm like, oh, I bet next time I need a hotel, I'm booking through Expedia. But it's just great just because you're accumulating points, and then you can use those points and they turn into dollars. Like, who doesn't want that? So those are some tips that I have for you guys to turn those points into dollars. Tip number 4 is to compare your housing options when you're traveling. So there are so many options nowadays of places you can stay or ways that you can book a roof to put over your head when you go away. So some common options are like hotels, Airbnbs, home away, and there's so many more options now that I can't even keep up. But what I find when I travel is that Airbnb is usually the cheapest option, and I usually go for the cheapest option if it's a great option, okay? So I know a lot of people have like this negative connotation or misconception when it comes to Airbnbs. And honestly, if the reviews are good and there's a sufficient amount of reviews, then I have no problem staying there. Sometimes though, staying in a hotel might be cheaper than staying in an Airbnb, depending on what country you're going to, what city you're going to. So my tip is to basically always compare all of your options. So I have one tab open with hotels, one tab open with Airbnbs, and one tab open with home away, and I'll compare the prices based on the amount of nights I'm staying in a city, a country, whatever, and make sure that I am getting the cheapest option. The next tip number 5, is to observe trends. So when I say observe trends, that basically means, like, I know I want to go to Japan in 2020, right? So keep that between you and I. But I know I want to go to Japan in 2020. So what I've been doing is just tracking Japan's discounts. So on Secret Flying, I found through doing my research and observing trends that Japan is the cheapest between like March and April time. So in 2020, when I'm ready to book my flight to Japan or my trip to Japan, I'm going to aim towards that March, April time, just because over the years of observing those trends, I find that it's cheapest to go during March and April. One thing I do want to say is to be mindful of the natural aspects of the country during that time. So usually, like when it's hurricane season, flights to the Caribbean might be cheaper because people don't really want to go because, I mean, yeah. But yeah, so just make sure you're aware of other things that are going on in the country. It might not always be like a natural or like hurricane season or whatever it is. It can also be like socioeconomic things. So always make sure that you are aware of whatever's going on in the country at the time when you're observing these trends. But I would say look ahead if you want to go somewhere and then see when is the cheapest time for you to visit that country. Tip number 6 is to save your coins. The biggest question, the most frequently asked question, and I have a deep conditioner in my hair right now if you're wondering, but the most frequently asked question that I get when it comes to traveling is, how do you afford to travel? And I don't know if people think it's a secret code. I don't know if people think I got a bot to travel. I don't know what people think. I work for my coin and I save my coin just like the average Joe, okay? It's no cheat code to this. It's really just being knowledgeable and saving your money. Saving your money and spending your money wisely. That's what it comes down to. So it's no, oh, how do you afford to travel? Like, what cheat code do you use? Or what? No, sis. I just work for my coin and I save it. So my tip is to basically have a separate savings account for your travel coins. So every time I get paid, I put X amount of my paycheck into the savings account. And then that is basically my spending money for traveling or for planning trips or whatever the situation is. So I would just recommend having a separate savings account so you know how much of your money is allocated towards your travel aspirations. So tip number 7 is to know who you are traveling with. Know who you're traveling with. Just because somebody is your friend at home and y'all are cool at home and things are good at home, or you guys met on Instagram and this person's always liking and commenting on your stuff, that does not mean that they are someone you want to travel with. Because so many times people tell me stories or tell me situations where they plan to go on a trip with somebody. It's their first time traveling with the person, and the person, like my friend, the person that I know on this side of the story, is adventurous. They want to go out, they want to try new things, they want to try risky things on vacation. And the other person they're traveling with is a homebody. They don't want to go nowhere, they don't want to do nothing. They just want to post that they're on vacation and that's it. You want to make sure you know who you're traveling with. Like, I know that I enjoy traveling with my sister. I know that I enjoy traveling with like my main group of friends who y'all always seeing on my Instagram and who I went to DR with. In case you guys did not see that video, I'll go ahead and link it here. But just know who you're traveling with. And this tip is kind of hard because it's like, you want to start traveling, you want to start, you know, experiencing things, and you might not be the person who wants to go alone. And you're looking for somebody to go with. Maybe you post it on your Instagram. Maybe you post it on Twitter. Maybe you join like a traveling group. And then you go on a trip and you have the worst time ever because you just don't know who you're traveling with. So it's kind of difficult. But one way that you can kind of weigh things out and assess the people you're traveling with is to look at their page. If they have traveled before, see what kind of things that they did and see if you would be interested in doing the same things, I guess. But just make sure that you know who you're traveling with. My next tip is to try to only pack a carry-on if you can. And this is gonna sound crazy. You're probably looking at me right now like, what is this girl talking about? How the hell am I supposed to pack a carry-on to go away for a week? And if I'm able to do it, you're able to do it too, okay? Because I travel with my whole life. I gotta bring options just in case I meet Beyonce on the beach. I gotta bring outfits just in case somebody wants to get married to me. Like, I just bring everything on a trip with me, and I'm able to pack a carry-on. Like, my large suitcase has not been touched in at least 6 months. I only bring a carry-on. One, I just feel like it's easier because when you get off the plane, you know you have your carry-on and you can just go about your business. You don't have to wait at the carousel. You don't have to wait for them to transport the bags or whatever the case is. You just know you have your bag. And also it just gives you sanity. Like it's just easier on your mind while you're traveling, because my biggest fear when I travel is that my bag gets lost in transit and then I'm all the way across the world and I have none of the outfits that I plan to wear. I don't have my Beyonce outfit. I don't have my wedding dress. I don't have nothing because they lost my suitcase. So I do plan on showing you guys a video on how to pack my carry-on. It's going to be an updated video because I did do a video a few months back. It was in September when I went on my West Coast trip. I'm going to go ahead and link it above here, but I gave you guys general travel tips on how I pack just the carry-on to go on that trip. If I can do it, you can too, and you're going to do it. And also helps you save money because you don't have to pay to check a bag. So more money in our pockets. But if you can, try to pack a carry-on. I do plan on doing that video very soon, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for that video. And yeah, my next tip is to do your research on places that you want to go and things that you're interested in. And so many times people like just confine the places that they want to visit or confine the places that they want to go based on where they see like majority of people on Instagram going, a majority of people on Twitter going. And there's so many places in this world, so many places, like so many places. And I don't want to say, people call it like, you know, thought location or thought trips, but it's just like if people enjoy going to Tulum, then everybody's gonna go to Tulum. But make sure you're going to places where you're going to genuinely like it. Like for me, my dream destination is Aruba. I want to go to Aruba because I love flamingos. I love flamingos, okay? Everything has flamingos on it. Everything has to have a flamingo on it. I just love flamingos. So no matter how many people find their way to Aruba and it's on a beach with the flamingos, I'm still gonna go because that's something I genuinely want to do. So many people I know, like their plans get obstructed because they're like, oh my god, everybody's in Aruba now, I don't want to go anymore. No sis, if you want to go, go. Make sure you do your research because there's so many untouched places in this world that there is for you to visit. So make sure you're doing your research. Make sure you're knowing like what you like to do on vacation. If you're more of like a water person, you like water activities, you want to be swimming like Nemo and Dory in the water, then make sure you find out, you know, what excursions they have. If you're more of a historical person and you want to go to like more museums and like historical sites, do your research to find out where that is for you. And also in certain countries, they have like opposite ends of the spectrum. Like when I went to the Philippines, there's all of the islands that are focused on like, you know, water excursions, day tours, island partying, if that's what you're interested in. But then they have the other end of the spectrum in Cebu, which is more like historical and more of like an actual city. So do your research, make sure you know where you're going, make sure you know your interests, and kind of align your interests with what the city or the country has to offer. My last tip, I wouldn't say it's really a tip, it's just more motivation. Don't wait, start today. Put $1 in that savings account. Put 25 cents in that savings account. Start today, because the more you delay it, the more you drag it out, the longer it's gonna take. And then, as I said, life is short. Like, you don't know when something's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. So get started today. Start saving your money. Start planning things out. Maybe make a list of like places you want to go. Like I have my list for all of the places I'm going in 2019 as well as 2020. Like I'm booked and busy until 2021. Okay, so make sure you start today. I think that traveling is such a beautiful thing. If you have never traveled outside of the country before, if you've never traveled outside of your home state, your home city before, I would heavily recommend for you to travel. Whether it's going to your neighboring city, whether it's going to your neighboring state, start somewhere, but start today. Start saving your money, start doing your research, start implementing these tips, and I promise you that once you start traveling, you're gonna fall in love just like I did, my first baby. But yeah, so those are 10 tips that I think that you can use to start traveling. Comment down below, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know you guys' thoughts, you guys' opinions. Did this help? Did this motivate you? Did you put your quarter in your savings account, sis? Let me know. Comment down below. Let's have a discussion. I love chitting and chatting with you guys. Hopefully this video quality and the audio is okay. If not, then y'all won't be seeing this video, but hopefully y'all do, because this has been highly requested. I do plan on turning this like into a series maybe, or something like that. My next video as a part of this area of my channel is going to be how to pack a carry-on bag. I know so many people have been asking me about this on Instagram, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Also, comment down below with more ideas of things you guys want to see. Yeah, just comment down below and let me know. I'm open to talking about anything. If you guys are new, welcome. My name is Kendra, aka Kensthetic, and I'm an open book. I don't care about speaking about anything. I don't care on sharing my opinion about everything. I'm just here to share tea, help you guys out, and have a good time, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys subscribed if you guys did not already. Red subscribe button down below. Y'all gonna be back, so make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications. I'm just so hyped because so many people comment with like hashtag notification gang, and I'm like, for me, like, who am I? But y'all rock with the girl, so make sure y'all have y'all notifications on. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, because I'm really like here to make people love traveling just as much as I do. So yeah, and as always, I'll go ahead and include my recent uploads here so that you guys can get caught up if you're not already. And until my next upload, I will see you guys later.